Hey everybody, how's it going? Finally get my voice back. I got the flu. It was horrible. I'm still dealing with it. I got like vision problems. I lost my voice. Uh, I had COVID twice. It didn't screw me up at all like this did. This was horrible. Anyways, before we get into the video, uh, bench vise. Couple of videos back, I said I wanted to give away a bench vise to show everybody my appreciation. Well, I picked out a comment and reached out to that person, and they acknowledged that I reached out to them. I haven't heard anything back from you, man. I'd really love to get you that bench vise. So maybe you just forgot. Hey, I'll try to reach out again, but I mean it. I want to send this thing out to somebody. And well, everybody else, if you want to see me pick the random comment, I'll include that clip at the end of this video so I can show that I'm not screwing around. And yeah, didn't really want to make this one 2 videos, but unfortunately it just worked out that way. So I hope you enjoy it, and we'll see you soon. Well, it is the day before Thanksgiving, and I finally got this thing over here and inside so I can try to get it going. And well, I realized how dirty the engine bay was, and I got something stuck in my throat. So I did the next so I did the best thing I could think of and pulled pressure washer out. However, I think I ran out of diesel for the heater, so it might be a cold pressure washer, but hey, whatever, it's better than nothing. It's about, I don't know, like 45 out today, but it's supposed to be like, it's supposed to drop into the teens and 20s like after Thanksgiving. So either I do it right now or I don't do it at all, so I'm just gonna do it now. So see you guys in a little bit, and see how this turns out, I guess. Alright, well, it didn't go so bad. I had enough diesel fuel in the tank to make it nice and hot. Even cleaned off the brake dust off my front wheels, my truck. And are you ready for the dramatic transformation? Well, here it is. I don't think that looks half bad at all for a 10-minute cleanup. I mean, it's not, it's far from perfect, but sure makes for working under the hood a little cleaner, a little easier. I did not pull the air cleaner off, so I wanted to try and limit as much water getting inside the motor as possible. I think I did a pretty good job of it, but it cleaned up damn nice, like really nice. I'm pretty happy with that. Sure is gonna make working on it a little easier, but I mean, everything's in damn good shape, I would say. So I'm gonna get this thing pushed back inside, and probably won't get back to this till after Thanksgiving. Like I said, today's Tuesday before, so I got tomorrow's Wednesday, and then Thanksgiving. If I have a chance to get to this tomorrow, start working on it, I will. But yeah, I just want to make sure that there's no old fuel in the system that's gonna mess things up for me. I'm pretty confident if I disconnect the fuel line, put some gas down the car, but I'm pretty confident this thing's gonna fire right up. I don't see any reason why it won't. So, but I just want to make sure I do things correctly at this one, because this is a pretty nice car. So, all right, well, see you guys in a little bit. Well, it is several weeks later, unfortunately, and I didn't make it very far with this car at all yet. Mostly because I was dealing with holidays, and for Christmas I got sick. Yeah, got sick for Christmas, go figure. And just been trying to deal with making money, because last year kind of sucked. I didn't make nearly as much as I did the previous couple of years. So just been trying to play catch up. I had to pay my last installment of my taxes, and it just yeah. So trying to get back in the swing of things, but I've got short week this week. I got like 3 days this week that I can do something. And I don't know if you noticed, me working on vehicles, it's kind of sporadic, because I still need to do my other things every day. So it's hard for me to clear up like a whole day just to work on something. But I think I'm gonna put a little bit of time into this right now to figure out what I need to get done to it. I think it should be pretty straightforward getting this one running. At least I hope. It doesn't seem like they parked it because it was broken. It seems like they just parked it like because it was just parked. That's what it seems like. I don't know how else to explain it. Like I said, I put new tires on it, so I don't have to keep filling tires. I think I left off with you guys with cleaning the engine bay up. I think that's where I left off. I think. It's been a while. So if you're listening to me say this and you're confused because you just saw me do that, that's why I don't remember what I did last. Let me grab a flashlight real quick. So I popped off the air cleaner. I saw this. There's some stuff in there. Oh, there's a piece of fur right there. So I'm probably gonna pop the air cleaner off and dump that out and just give everything a once over to see if there's any wires that have been chewed on or whatnot. Yeah, that's a clean looking engine, huh? So let me do that and show you guys what I find, I guess. I mean, I've seen worse. It's not terrible. Engine looks pretty good. Looks like maybe some cleanup needs to be done behind the carburetor. Let me dump this out and see what we're working with. A little bit of cleanup to do behind the intake. I mean, behind the carburetor. At the back of the intake. So I should probably tackle that. Everything else looks pretty good. I don't see, at least on this side, I don't see any chew through wires or vacuum lines. Just pretty good considering how bad the station wagon looked. Station wagon was terrible, remember that? Plug wires have been replaced at some point. Yeah, I'm not seeing any obvious signs that anything's wrong. Motor's in great shape, it looks like. Alright, well, I'm gonna go use the little ladies' room and I'll get back to this in a minute here. Alright, where was I? Did I check the master cylinder? I don't remember if I did. Suppose we could check it together. It's low on fluid, but it's got fluid in it, so that's a plus. All right. Actually, don't look terrible in there. I remember that brown wagon that blew a brake line when I went to try and do things with it. All right, all right. Coolant. It's got some coolant in there actually. You guys can't see, but it's like halfway down, so it's something. Believe I checked the oil on it already, but we can do it again. I gotta clean up in here some. These are all Ford Taurus radios, believe it or not. These guys. Yeah, more on that later maybe. I don't know. It's got oil and it looks pretty clean, and it's at the full mark. Oh. That empty vacuum line is from the air cleaner. I'll pay any attention to that. Should probably pull this fuel line off. If I do try and start it. Oh no. If I do try and start it, maybe pull this fuel line off. Just in case. Fuel pump does do something. I don't want any old fuel getting in there. Alright. What should I do? I'm gonna get the shop vac and vacuum all that literal crap off the back of the intake and go from there. Probably pull this fuel line off. Well, we found 5-0. Sorry, 5-0. I have to evict you. Come on. Damn it. Ain't working. 5-0 no more. Little 5-0 Mouskowitz. He gone. No more 5-0. I think that's pretty good. No, I gotta get on the other side and do it too. I see everything I missed now. Oh, the reason I don't have a ton of time this week is because my son and I are going on a trip Friday. And this is why I can't wear light colored stuff. This thing was perfectly clean this morning. Oh well, shit happens. I should probably take this thing off. It's probably a good idea to do, right? Because this thing was clean this morning. Now I gotta wash it already. It sucks. I wore it because it was warm. Well, that was warm. It's lined. It's like -1 out today. And I had to take one of my vans to go get some work done. Yes, I outsource things sometimes, like the rear main seal on a big block club wagon. I didn't want to do it in this weather. I didn't want to do it at all. So yeah, anywho. The reason now I have a few days this week, well, actually a couple hours to work on this week, is my son and I are going on a trip this weekend that I don't want to go on. But I can't say no because if I decide not to go, then my son doesn't get to go. And it's like possibly a once in a lifetime opportunity for him and probably me. But going on a cruise that leaves Florida and goes to the Bahamas. And honestly, I can care less. I'm telling you the truth, I can care less about it. But someone else is paying for it, and my son is really excited. So gotta do what you gotta do, I guess, right? I know. Who wouldn't want to go to the Bahamas in the middle of January? Me, I'd rather go walk through a junkyard somewhere. It's just how it is. I don't know what else to say. But yeah, today's Tuesday, and we are leaving Thursday night. So I don't have a lot of time this week, but I'm probably gonna stick my eBay store in vacation mode for the next couple of days. So that'll clear up a little bit of time so I can work on this for a bit. Anywho, let me get the vacuum out and finish the rest of this and get right back with you guys. All right, that looks a little better. It ain't perfect, but it'll do. Good enough for the woman I date, which, yeah, I hadn't had a date in 5 years. Wah, wah, wah. All right. Probably pull this fuel line off. Let's do that next. I'd like to do things at least partially correct with this one. So, yeah, I don't know if there is fuel in this tank or not. And I don't know if you guys watched the one with that white van and how the inside of that tank looked. I can't imagine this one's gonna look any better if there is fuel in it. So I may or may not have to replace the fuel pump. I may or may not have to replace the fuel tank. In which case I should have a new replacement one that I bought for my 72, which I believe is the same one for this. So, should be. According to Rock Auto, it's the same one. So if that's the case, I've got that covered. But I need to cross my fingers and hope that the sending unit is usable because they don't make one for this car apparently. Either that or I just didn't look hard enough. So, I'm gonna try and pop that fuel line off and we'll go from there. So I ended up cutting it off because this thing is rock hard. Look at it, there's like no flexibility in it at all. It is solid as can be. And a little bit of fuel dribbled out of there. So I did have this cranking over just to verify that the engine was free at some point. So I wondered if the fuel pump was actually doing something. So I'm gonna hook up see if I got a fuel line I can throw on there just to catch anything that comes out in case it does start. There we go. Got a little catch jug in case it does come to life. In case the fuel pump comes to life, I can catch whatever fuel comes out of it. It's really things are really important. Let's see, that wedge that on there, yeah, all right. And I don't know what is with people putting red cables on the negative side of these cars. It is apparently it was a thing at some point because this is like the third. Oh, hey, look at that. All right. I don't remember that came on before when I See, I originally hooked the jump pack up to it just to verify that the engine wasn't stuck, and I cranked it over just like ever so slightly just to verify that it wasn't stuck, and I was happy with that. All right, got that. I'm gonna throw some fuel in the carb and let's see what happens, I guess. I really need to start marking these fuel containers because that looks like piss. I'm not gonna lie. All right, let's see what that does, I guess. So, my handy little camera holder, what do you want to call it, is broken, so I just need to set you guys down somewhere. And you guys tell me if it starts, I guess. How about here? Does this work? That'll work, right? Maybe. Will it work? You let me know if it starts? I'm on first start in 40-ish years, 35 years, who knows? Started. Sound a little noisy. Was started. Try it one more time. Figure out what I did with that thing do. Oh, it doesn't look like anything came out of the fuel pump. Could be good, could be bad. Try again. See what came out over here. A little bit of stuff, huh? Oh yeah, all kinds of stuff came out. I don't know if you can see that or not. Alright, well, let's try again, I guess. Should have ran a little longer than that. Hold on a second here. Huh. So is it just not running off what's on the carb then, or what? Oh, look at fuel pump. Oh, that looks bad. That looks real bad. So I'm assuming probably gonna have to rebuild this carburetor then, because if it's not metering any fuel, because the amount of fuel I put in that bowl, it should have ran off of that for a little while. But if it's all gummed up inside the carburetor, it's not gonna do anything. Oh. What we got here? A little bit of fuel in there. Nasty looking, huh? All right. I mean, it runs. It's a start. Motor's a little noisy. I mean, I'd be a little noisy too if I sat for that long. So think it's from stopping today. All right, that's the end of the video. No, that's not the end of the video. We're still gonna make this thing start and run reliably and make it drive, hopefully. So, fuel pump works. So, do I need to replace it? I don't know. How long will it work for? I guess if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We'll leave the fuel pump alone for now. I will order a carb kit and try to go through this carburetor. And then try to get that gas tank dropped down. I want to try and get all this done before I go on my trip, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know if I'm going to have time for it. So we'll see what I get done. So see you guys tomorrow, I guess. Real quick, I just thought of it. There's a chance this thing's not building any oil pressure, which would royally suck. And I really don't want to have to pull the motor out of this thing. I don't have time for that. Because I just put another, here, I'll just show you. I'll show you myself. A few percent left on this. Put a few more little drops in there. And the motor's still a little noisy. And that's the oil light right there. Oil light ain't going off. I don't think this thing's building oil pressure. Because that'd be a engine out type deal. I guess this just got a little interesting, didn't it? Alright, so it's not the next day. I lied to you. It's still the same day. Had a few minutes between packing and shipping stuff. I was thinking, why not pop the cap and rotor off and see if I get the distributor out to see if the oil pump is moving. And well, I don't think that's going to happen so easily. See, Fords have this issue where the distributor likes to seize in the block, and I can't even get the hold down bolt out of this one. So this is rolling downhill fast, put it lightly. I'm not sure what I want to do, because if this needs a oil pump, then it's an engine out service basically. And I mean, not that the car isn't worth fixing. The car is definitely worth fixing. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind about that. Is it worth my time just putting another 400 in, or 351M, or, you know, do I put a big block in instead? Or I'm like, I didn't want to turn this into a big swap project. I really didn't. I also don't want to put a regular, I don't want to swap another 351M or 400 back into it, you know? It's just, I don't know what to do. So I'm going to try to get a mechanical gauge on this tomorrow and verify my suspicions, or disprove my suspicions, which I hope I disprove myself, because that would be ideal, and go from there. So yeah, let's do that. Promise. See you tomorrow this time.
Oh, there's a tree right here.
All right, I don't know where we left off yesterday, but I think I decided I'm going to try to verify that this either has or does not have oil pressure. But it is so freaking dark in here, and we got to bend over, so we're going to pull this hood off just to make our lives a little easier working on this thing. I'm going to trip over this grill that I cannot believe I haven't sold yet on Marketplace for $60, even though they go for $300 to $400 on eBay.
Found a couple.
Oh, you found a couple.
Yeah.
See, I didn't think they were missing. I just didn't know where they were. So.
You're right on top of the door.
Okay, that's a good place for them. I blame it on sleep deprivation. Sleep deprivation, yes. Alright, get his hood off and make things easier to assess. And Jim said, let there be light, and there was light. Even with the light off, look, there's so much more light. And Neil's retrieving a wrench that the car ate. Yeah, it's a black hole down there. I wonder what else is in there. Jimmy Hoffa. Hey, if the car's the right age, maybe he is in there. Alright, I gotta get this sensor off the back of the motor here and try to hook up this, what do I do with it? It's here somewhere. I gotta find it. Yeah, I got this fancy thing. I'm like, you know, either I could spend 3 hours looking for a oil pressure gauge in my warehouse, which Neil spent all of 30 seconds and found one, or I could spend 30 bucks on an oil pressure gauge that I'll use once and lose in my warehouse, or I could spend 30 bucks on this and potentially use it more than once. So, the most logical thing, and then spend 30 bucks on this. So, I think we're gonna work on getting this distributor out and that oil pressure sensor, because it doesn't make much sense to risk damaging the engine any further, all for the sake of testing oil pressure, when I could do it the smart and intelligent way, popping the distributor out, which may or may not go very smoothly, because these Ford distributors have a history of not wanting to be removed. Which, yeah, they could be a bitch. All right, well, we're gonna get on that. What's that spell? And in case you're wondering what size socket fits on the sensor, it is not standard. It is a 26 millimeter.
No, I can't see.
Such is life. Combined, maybe I had it running for 40, 50 seconds.
Oh, okay.
Popped the oil pressure sensor off, and nothing came out, which is kind of so far backing up my idea that got an oil pressure, because if it had oil pressure, that would have had something in it, I would assume. So we'll find out soon enough, I hope.
Is it oil?
All right, well, got that part done. Now we just need to get the distributor out, which, yep, it's in there. It is down in there for sure. That's the fun part. Okie dokie. Real quick, if you have $1 a month to spare, you too can feed a poor, hungry Midwestern American, such as Dalton, because he does these awesome, like, random members live things that he's doing right now. I actually love listening to these things. But yeah, we're still chipping away at it here.
I know.
Hi, Dalton.
Hi, Dalton. Hang on one sec, I gotta get my stuff.
So that actually went a little smoother than I thought it would. A small ball peen, and well, I guess this is a copper punch. It's the same difference, copper, brass, whatever. And hammered on the body here to free it up, and it came loose. Actually, it's out. So I'm pretty happy with that. It worked out pretty good. I was really dreading that thing being frozen there, like, oh, it's not here anymore. I had a 460 here I was working on, and that distributor was completely frozen in the block. It was not moving at all, and it only had like 40,000 miles on it. Yeah. So. All right, is this gonna work? We got a 5/16 socket taped to a 1/4 extension. It's a nice arm's length. Got the gauge hooked up. We've got Dalton on standby.
Engagement. Ready?
Go backwards?
Is it reverse rotation?
I don't know.
I don't either. I guess I could try. Oh! Resistance. It doesn't like it or something. I don't know.
Hold on, stop. Which way does a Ford distributor move? Can't remember.
No?
I'm trying to find my phone. It's right here.
Here it is. Dalton took it.
Which way does a Ford V8 distributor rotate? Clockwise. So yeah, that was the right way the first time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It did seem to, well,
Yeah, I need a part.
does it do anything bad if you go the wrong way?
Oh wait, Ford V8's big and small and four-cylinder have distributors in all oil pumps, and when looking directly down on the top will turn counterclockwise.
Yes, it's pretty decent.
But it didn't do anything either way.
There was resistance going on.
Yeah, there was resistance, but it wasn't,
Nothing registered on the gauge though.
yeah, nothing registered in the gauge. Looks like it might be pulling the motor on this thing. Hear that, Dalton? Might be pulling the motor on this thing.
Clean the camera.
Ask him which way the... No.
Dalton, which way
It's
does a Ford distributor rotate when you're looking straight down at it? Dalton, can you hear me?
Well, specifically the 400.
So
No,
He can't hear me.
it's 400, isn't it?
did I use progression ignition in
He's not listening. He doesn't hear me.
Yeah, the 400, yeah. And is 400 different from other small block?
No. It said, the thing I looked up said all Ford V8s and their four-cylinder like Lima motors. When you're looking straight down at it, counterclockwise. Uh-oh.
There's another issue with it. Well, one, I lost my
Lost the tape.
Lost the
So I
tape.
actually
Socket's still in place though.
accessed it before, because somewhere around here I have
Dang. You got it back.
wired to access it by
We didn't see any oil pressure.
and I don't know where
Let's see how to do it much more. I think I watched somebody and they were hammering it for a while and then eventually, like longer than we just did. I feel like I seen something. I don't know who it was.
We'll try longer. Giving her.
Huh?
Said he giving it to her pretty good there.
I mean, there's oil. I see oil getting sloshed up on top of this recess that the drive is on,
Yeah.
you know, in. But it's like I feel like it's a lot of resistance. I don't know if it's supposed to be that much, but I don't have much experience doing this.
Yeah, it's not.
Definitely going counterclockwise.
It's not doing
It's not heavy.
nada. It doesn't. I don't think it's supposed to be that bad, and it's not leaking out of there. You know, like.
This is the opposite. This is clockwise.
Yeah. I hear it.
It's curdling, so it is blowing.
Yeah.
So what would be something's blocking?
Pickup screen maybe.
I mean, I'm blowing it out though.
Yeah, I'll try the other way now.
I'm doing it the other way. That's what it was.
Oh.
It's like we just established.
Okay.
Blowing clockwise. And you hear it, it's blowing, it's bubbling. You know, like if you blow into a straw.
Oh no, I meant like reverse it, go back counterclockwise.
Oh, go back the way you're supposed to.
Yeah.
It was kind of free, and then it went back to resistance. Now it's really hard. Look at the torque.
Yeah.
Clear it out. It was good for a second. You see that? And this is back counterclockwise.
Oh, there's a lot of resistance on that.
But you see, there was that moment where it was fine, and then
Yeah, I wonder if something's stuck in there.
It snowed its ass off here, and it's, well, it's pretty warm today, but it's been like 0.
There is oil in it.
There is oil, yeah.
No work's getting done.
See, there's definitely something going on with the oil pump and or pickup for sure. So
I don't.
yeah, I'm not gonna risk starting this motor any further. Obviously,
Yeah.
that's not a good idea. Watch, there's like a mouse nest in there or something. That would.
Mama.
That might. I mean, but how would a mouse get in there though? You know, like.
Theoretically, today is my last day of filming.
True.
Unless
How would
something
Fivo
happens.
become a mummy inside there?
Yeah.
He's the oil mummy.
So yeah, it's looking like we're gonna end up pulling this motor out. Did you hear that, Dalton? We're pulling this motor out.
For the general public.
Can you just drop the pan?
He still doesn't hear me. No, it's like
Dual song?
pan sits right on top of the cross, remember? So you'd really have to like either pull the trans or disconnect the trans or any, you know. So
You know, a cheap one is 90.
honestly, it's probably
I gotta say,
for the best because sitting that long, I bet you the rear main's fucking, you know, not long for this world if it was, you know. So, and sitting that long, the seals and the water pump are probably no good. So probably a good idea to replace all that while it's out anyways, you know. Just sucks, but the car's definitely worth putting the work into. There's no doubt about that. The car's gorgeous. But do I keep the 2-barrel on it, or do I use that aluminum intake I got floating around and throw a, you know, 4-barrel on to liven it up a little bit? I had that. I was trying to mark the distributor, but it was all greasy, so I just took a picture of it instead. All right, we're gonna converse for a little bit here. Well, I think it's probably like half full of coolant, I think. Right?
Down there about halfway.
Yeah, about halfway. Well, I think we're gonna. What time is it? I think it's the time it is. So I got some stuff I gotta pack today. 12:40. I got like an hour to spare, so I think I'm gonna start pulling some stuff off of here. Probably drain the radiator and pull the hoses and the shroud and everything off.
Oil.
Yeah, so we're gonna work on that for a bit. Get things prepared. I only have a little bit of time today, and probably spare some time tomorrow. And then I'll be gone for 3-4 days. It's gotta go to the Bahamas. It's just yeah, it sucks, you know. Yeah.
Walk outside. Tell them show what you're missing. Why are you leaving this?
I mean, seriously, who would want to leave this right now? You know, who? Like, seriously, I don't mind this. I don't want to go to the Bahamas.
What was the high yesterday?
-1 or something.
Real feel -30.
Yeah, it was pretty cold. And I was unloading a van off my.
10?
I was unloading a van off my trailer yesterday. So, yeah. All right, well, get some work done, I guess. We got the radiator drained and out of the way, along with the razor blade of a fan shroud that cut me there and there. Yeah,
You got me too.
It got him too.
No, it didn't.
Oh, no. It would have been funnier if you were missing a finger and you're like, it got me too.
Oh yeah. I lost the none.
The AC system still has pressure in it, and it's gonna still be R12 because I don't think R134 existed when this car was parked. So, thinking we're just gonna disconnect the compressor from the motor and try to tie it out off to the side somehow, and probably do the same with the power steering pump. Maybe even the alternator. I don't know. We'll see. If I move this battery, I can put the alternator here. That'll probably work. Yeah, I'll probably do that. That'd be a good idea.
At least you could change your SAD cable that identifies as a positive cable.
Yeah, the SAD cable that identifies as a happy cable. Oh, just that. We can swap that out. I don't know what it is with these Fords. It's like the third one in a row that's been like that, where the negative is red instead of black. So we'll get that figured out. I'm going to take a bunch of pictures of everything so I remember where everything goes. And get back at it. So you see the RTV sticking out, the water pump. Somebody's done at least a water pump on this already. I mean, this is an old car. But if you look even further down, there's RTV sticking out of the oil pan. I don't think Ford did things that way back then. I could be wrong, but it's looking like the oil pan was off this at some point too. We're finding a couple other signs, like, you know, it's got a red hose here, different clamps. So, possibility that this engine was out of here at one point.
This has got a valve cap on it. Whatever that was.
Oh, it's got a cap on that vacuum port. So, well, if somebody screwed something up in the oil pan. Guess we're gonna find out, eh? So after we very expertly and professionally drained the AC system, which we weren't gonna do, we pulled the air conditioning line off. Anywho, yeah, there was no just putting things aside. We decided just to, you know, do it the right way. And
this hose wouldn't let us go anywhere.
Properly drain the AC. Certifiably. Maybe there's blue RTV in the oil filter. We're doing some investigatory research. CSI. There's oil change stickers in the door jamb, and oil was last changed in what month? And let's see here.
Was it March? 4/23/87.
So April 23rd, 1987 was the last time the oil was changed. At what mileage?
69, 552.
69,552.
We got 72.
So there's like, was it 700 miles?
Yeah.
So there's like 700 miles in the oil change. That was done in 1987, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So this car's been off the road since pretty much 1987. So that's almost 38 years. So this thing's been chilling for 38 years. So why did they park it? So I didn't show you, we saw the blue RTV in a couple places. And you see some blue RTV hanging out of the side of the oil pan. I'm wondering if I'm gonna find a bunch of blue RTV in the oil pump pickup. So I'm kind of curious if that's why they parked this thing, because they lost oil pressure. That might make a lot of sense, because this car doesn't have a lot of miles on it. So
it does seem that they went past the corner and down. Once it just closed all the way out that way.
yeah.
I don't know, maybe somebody was really excited to use that RTV. It's like, this stuff's never gonna leak.
But this is where I'm stopping today, because I got stuff I gotta pack, a bunch of eBay sales I gotta pack and ship. Yay, eBay sales. I'm kind of aggravated with eBay lately, but it is what it is. And my knee really hurts. I'm not going to be able to go on this trip now. It's my knees are hurting. I'm just going to limp everywhere. So it's going to be
Probably hurting because of the cold.
I'm just going to be a hindrance to everybody else. No, it's hurting. It's not hurting because of the cold. It's hurting because it's thinking about being warm. See, there's a difference there.
I don't know.
But we still got to do exhaust, motor mounts, bell housing, flex plate, starter, and probably drain the oil, and should be ready to pull after that. See how motivated we are tomorrow to get stuff done. That grill shell leaned over. All right, well, see you guys tomorrow. Well, I got a little bit of time, and what I mean is I have very little time right now. But I've got it jacked up. It's on jack stands, so I got that much done. I was going to crawl underneath there and see what I can get done right now. Just be in preparation for pulling this thing out of here. I had somebody come and pick up a set of heads off of me, and he's like, well, the oil pump lost its prime, so you could reprime it. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I had the distributor out, and we're spinning it like crazy, and it wasn't doing anything. And he's like, well, there's other ways to prime it too, and he's trying to go into details, and I'm just like, you know what, man, this thing could probably use a new rear main seal anyways, and amongst other things, so I'm just gonna stick with my original plan. So I appreciate the input, whoever you were, but my mind's already kind of made up. I got a bad track record with freeze plugs too, so maybe I'll check out these freeze plugs while it's out and everything. Just try and do it all proper, like, you know. But if I pull a pan and pop one of the main caps off and the bearings look like they're toast, then that'd be another story. But I'm gonna cross my fingers and hope that's not the case. All right, let's see what I get done for a little bit of time I have right now. I was gonna see if I can try and get these exhaust manifolds disconnected and possibly pop the starter off. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. That rear main was definitely leaking though, so glad I'm doing this. Pop this drain plug off, get this oil out of here. Oh, Neil already did it. No, he didn't. He did that. He popped the oil filter off. All right, I'm gonna drain this oil. Is it? Nope, it's just. All right. Welcome to the underside of the car, everybody. As you can see, I got the starter out, got the inspection cover off, got the flex plate nuts off. I still have to do exhaust manifold bolts, which I'm going to try to do right now. Motor mount bolts and bell housing bolts. So after all those are out, the engine in theory should be ready to pull, but probably won't have time for that today because I gotta get ready to go to the Bahamas. Yeah, no, I don't want to go. I assure you, I do not want to go to the Bahamas. This is not Jim trying to be funny. I don't want to go. I would much rather go, to a junkyard I've never been to and wander around there for 3 days. You know, that's a Jim vacation, not going to the Bahamas. I don't want to go on a ship and then just go to the Bahamas. I really don't. If I can let someone take my place, I totally would, but I'd probably disappoint my son, and let's not do that. So, all right, anyways, back to the matter at hand. Let me try to get these exhaust manifold bolts off, I guess. Try that. All right. Exhaust manifolds are disconnected from the exhaust. Both sides. Almost had a repeat of Jared. No, not Jared from Subway, or he went to Jared. What's his what's this channel called? I can't remember now. Like Wrench Every Day or something it used to be called, or I don't know. But he's working on a 40 Econoline van, and he went to remove the exhaust, and it came down and hit him in the face and cut his face open. Yeah, this guy almost whacked me in the back of the head. All right, onward. All right. I believe that concludes this portion, because I got 4 of the 6 trans bolts out. Now I gotta go top side, get the other 2. Oh, I still gotta do the motor mounts. All right, other 2 trans bolts and motor mounts. One thing at a time, Jim, one thing at a time. I could be wrong, but I do believe I got this engine ready to pull out before I had to leave today. I'm happy with that. Bell housing bolts are all out. Motor mount bolts are out. As far as I can tell, I got everything. Well, we got everything, as Neil was here yesterday, helped me. He had to go make some sales today, make some money, so he couldn't be here. But unless I can get this engine hoist wherever it is. Where's my engine hoist? I think it's in that corner. Hold on a second. Oh, it's in the box truck. Yeah, it ain't happening at all. I was gonna say, unless I get that engine hoist set up and this engine out in the next 18 minutes, it's gonna have to wait until I get back from the Bahamas. So as soon as I get back, we'll get back working on this. Well, unless Neil feels bored and wants to pull it himself. And if that's the case, I'll leave the camera so he can show you guys. You hear that, Neil? I'm leaving you the camera so you could pull this engine by yourself. You got this, bud. You got this. Oh, I don't have any doubt that he isn't capable of it, but anywho. Motor's ready to come out, so I want to put some tools away, get cleaned up, and go home and pack. See you guys next. Either be on a boat in the middle of the ocean, or right back here. See you in a few. Yep, it's still in there. Well, yeah. Back from my trip. And I wanted to make the best of it. I really did. But apparently I caught the flu right before I left. One morning we went to go leave. I started coughing, and by the time we got on the ship, it progressed worse. And by the time I got done with dinner that night, I was like, I gotta go lay down. I can't do this. And I spent pretty much the whole trip in my cabin, in bed, being miserable. It was bad. Miserable trip. I did not enjoy it. When I was finally feeling a little bit better, I did get up, and I think I walked around the ship for like an hour total, the whole trip. Yeah, it was, I never got off of it. I didn't get off in Nassau. My son did. My son got off in Nassau, but that's a different story. Because the second he got back on the boat, he's See, my son is very stubborn, and he won't let you know when he's not feeling well. Well, apparently he was seasick, and he wouldn't tell anybody. So when he stepped back on the boat, he got really nauseous and started throwing up. And the rest of the trip, he was in the cabin because he did nothing but throw up every time he tried to get out of bed. So it was a sorry for that visual, but it was a miserable trip for the both of us, and I never want to do it again. So cruises are definitely not for me, and I'm trying, and I'm trying to get over. I assume it's a flu. I don't know if it's cold or flu, but I'm not going to go into details, as you don't want to hear the details. Let's leave it at that. I still have a nasty cough, and a little down on energy. My son's doing better. Actually, the second he got off the boat, he was like, he did like a complete, 180. So, anywho, motor's still in here because Neil never made his way back over here, because apparently Neil got the same bug that I got. So yeah, so he's at home being sick now. So this is just yeah. Let's not speak of this trip ever again. I'm just totally out of it today. But I'm going to see if I can muster up the energy to pull this motor by myself for you guys. So bear with me. So I've come to the realization that I may not get to this for a few days, because I've got like no energy, and it sucks. Just like none at all. So I got this horrible cough. It's gonna take a while to get rid of too. And I realized that I'm gonna have to pull the trans with the motor, because of how the trans mount is. It actually mounts towards the tail shaft of the trans, so it means there's a lot of overhang on the trans, and it's just not it's not going to be favorable just trying to pull the motor. So yeah, I'm tired. I'll see you guys when I'm more all there, I guess. So it'll be a few seconds for you, a few days for me, maybe. Oh, remember what I said a little while ago about maybe having to pull the trans out with the motor? Well, this is the next day, by the way. I've got a little bit more energy in me. Don't have nearly as many things to ship today. I was waiting for my Jimmy Johns to get here. I was looking at the car. So I climbed underneath the car, started poking around, grabbing some tools, and one thing led to another, and well, motor is out of the vehicle without taking the transmission with it. See, trans is still in there. Sorry I'm talking so slowly. I'm tired. Still trying to get over whatever this is I have. I was up all night coughing again, and I think I sleep. Anyways, I still may take the trans down. Actually, I didn't mind doing it this way, because I didn't want the transmission beating up the firewall and everything, fighting it on the way out. So it's worked out. But I still may take the transmission out, because it is absolutely caked in like grease and grime from, I'm assuming, this rear main leaking on the engine. So And the transmission is just covered in it. It's disgusting. If I'm gonna go through all this work, I might as well clean the trans case while I'm at it, you know? I mean, it would make complete sense. So, I'm gonna go eat my lunch, and if I have time today, we'll get this thing on the engine stand and flip it over. All right, I really can't talk much right now, as you can see. Yeah, this is great. I've been coughing so much that I've started to lose my voice. Yeah, influenza A is what I had. Influenza A. Anywho, got this thing on a stand, and there's some signs that this motor was rebuilt at one point. I had to get a light. There's some signs that this motor may have been rebuilt at some point, because it's got fresh freeze plug in the back of the motor. And you can see more RTV sticking out underneath various surfaces. There's more of that sticking out behind the oil pan. So I'm going to talk as little as possible. And I'm going to pop this intake off, and probably the valve covers and oil pan, and see if we can get to the bottom of what's going on with this thing. This is not movie magic. This is actual. Just popped the intake off and found something I was looking for. Let's see if we can do this here. So pop the valve covers off, and I'm looking around, and I get to here, and that is completely loose. And I'm looking, and push rod's gone. There's no push rod. I pop the intake off, and there's the push rod, which is bent, and there's also a lifter laying in there. So this just got pretty interesting. I never had a lifter come out. Huh, this is weird. And just got a phone call from my son's school. He's got a fever, and I need to come pick him up. Yeah, great. I thought we were past this already. I'm gonna pop this oil pan off real quick, and then go get him. Well, found a couple interesting things. Like, that is not supposed to look that rough and that grooved. And yeah, you can feel it with your finger. It's pretty bad. This is the base plate on the oil pump. Pull this guy up. There is visible debris, like actually stuck. Rotor. And that's all rough to the touch. Look at those gouges in there. That's pretty bad. Oh yeah, that's just... that oil pump was toast. There's also... there's also RTV stuck in the pickup. Yeah, that's RTV. It's stuck in there. And it gets better. See if you guys can see this. Can you see that on the bottom oil pan? It is a ring of sludge that was under the oil pickup. Yeah, this thing was starving of oil for a while. I can't, I don't know if that's even, oh God, that's hard as a rock. What is that? That is hard as a rock. Look at that. It's all sludge. All built up around the bottom of the oil pickup. I think I know why this car was parked. It had oil starvation issues. And if you could see the camshaft lobes, they've got heavy wear on them. I don't know if you can see that or not up there. You see that? The lobes are all just gone. I don't think there's going to be hope for this motor as it sits. I think if I pull it any further, I think I'm going to find really bad bearings in the cranks too. I guess spare another couple minutes. I really got to go pick up my son from the school, so I don't think I had forgot about him. But I'm gonna pull. So oil pumps over there. So I was gonna pull this main cap anyways, but there's RTV everywhere. Let me pull this rod cap off all the way in the back. This one here. I'll do that real quick. I mean, it doesn't look terrible at all. So there is a little bit of scoring in there though. Tiny little bit. I'm gonna have to figure out what I want to do. Alright, well, leave you guys with this. That is what used to be the camshaft. Every single lobe is destroyed. Oh, I got some figuring out to do, that's for sure. Thanks again for watching. Well, unfortunately, that's where I'm going to stop this car for now. This totally did not go the way I saw it going. The story I got is the little old lady wasn't able to drive anymore, and that's why the car was parked. That's not true. This car was parked because it had oil starvation issues. If you see where this push rod fell, wedged itself behind this one, and actually wore a groove like a clean spot on this one from it rubbing it against there. That was running like that for a little while. The 30 seconds I had to run and did not do that, I guarantee it. So unfortunately, I don't know if this motor is going to go back together. I'm just going to have to tear it all the way down and give it a real good once over and decide from there, I guess. But that'll be in the next video, because there's no slapping this thing back together today and getting it back on the road. So, all right, well, she will live again. I just gotta decide what I want to do, and I gotta get my voice back. So, see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Hey, sometimes things don't go how you want them to go. Just the way life is, right? Got a sick car, a sick me, and a sick kid. So, we'll see you later. Thanks again for watching. Hey everybody, this is for the bench vise giveaway. It took me a little while to figure out how to do this. Entered the video URL in here. It loaded 81 comments. I thought it was 82 a second ago. I don't know why it's 81 now. Maybe I did something wrong. But I cannot search for vise and vice together. Because some people spelled it with the S, some people spelled it with the C. So I'm basically just gonna pick until I see the word, either the word vise or vice, and go from there. So let's try this out, I guess. Gotta love the Mustang 2s. Me and my brother have a few. Ooh, did not use either the S or the C version of Vice. Sorry. Pick winner. Come on. Ooh. Nope. Nope. Pick winner. Come on, Vice. Is there a Vice in here? Yes, here's Ford 57. No, I swear, like, a lot of people use the word vice. Why is nobody... This is ridiculous. Now you guys should have... Come on, I had a stipulation. Vice. Oh, I'll take that vice now. Look at it, the last sentence. From Jeffrey Vitsky? Jeffrey Vitsky? Am I saying that right? Been into Pontiacs forever. My first car was a 4-speed 66 GTO in 79. Still have the Tri-Power 65 and 67 GTOs I bought over 40 years ago. Bought a 64 Galaxy in 66 when I was 5. That's a lot of reading. You have friends with R-Code Galaxies and Boss Mustangs? That's awesome. I got a buddy with an R-Code Fairlane. Just discover your channel and subscribe. Your observations about actual value versus perceived value are spot on. Thank you, sir. Car is only worth what a person actually pays for it. I have sadly seen many classic cars rot into oblivion because an expert told the hoarder owner what it's really worth. Great stuff. You're on point, and you are telling it like it actually is. I'll take that vice now. All right, well, I will figure out how to get a hold of you, Jeffrey, and looks like you are the winner. And, yeah, sorry for the first 3 that I picked. You didn't use that magic word. I'm sorry. I'm sticking to my guns on this. Oh, thanks again. Gonna be giving something else away here pretty soon too. So, thank you everybody for watching and subscribing, and I will give you back to present day Jim.